Alright guys, back again. Just wanted to give you the update. So last time we had talked, I was at about a weekend. I think I put 150 miles on a total, minus the 12 that came with it prior to delivery. Just completed my MSF course a few days ago, so whoop whoop for that. It was fun. It was interesting. It was also different. I feel like they probably should have, if I had a recommendation anyway, I think they should have given us bikes that were more fitting to what we were going for, what we already have, or things like that. But I got a fucking dirt bike instead. I wouldn't really call that beneficial to learning. However, it was a fun experience. Learned a lot of what to do, what not to do. Got my credentials, yada yada yada, all the good stuff. So back to the review on this thing. We are about a month and a half in, nearly. Nearly tripled my mileage that I had on there last time. So we're at about 450 now. Thing's been incredible still. I don't recommend this, but I did a speed test on it on the highway. We got up to 116 and then had to jump off our exit. So I haven't really topped it out yet. I've seen many people say that it gets to 120 something, 120 plus. But I've also heard that it only gets to 113, which we exceeded. So again, would not recommend doing that, especially your first go around. I just kind of want to push the limits, see what's going on. But between the MSF course, things that have been practiced and taught, among things that have been taught by peers, and just kind of learning tricks and trades from watching people and talking to my buddies who ride, and more experienced riders, I should say. Things are falling into place very well. This thing has underwent quite a bit of beating, I'd say, not physically at all. Just kind of running it around, testing it out, testing curvy roads, windier roads, trying to get speed, progressive braking, engine braking, everything else, trying to just kind of get a full understanding of it. Prior to my last video, lots of people recommended this also as a starter bike. I got a lot of compliments saying, it's a great starter bike, perfect idea. And I fully agree more. I mean, like I said before, I can't really compare it to much aside from the TL200 that I took my MSF course on. However, I do feel comfortable, I do feel confident, I do feel like this was a perfect choice to start on. I'm still not bored at all, so that's cool, because apparently it's a big thing that people face when they get bikes, especially smaller ones. But it's fun as shit, like it really is. It's fun as fuck. I love this thing. I've recommended it to a few people in my class as well. Oddly enough, I was probably the most experienced rider in my class, which it's a great thing that people are taking those classes. If you haven't, take it. It's very informative, very helpful. Get you the credentials you need. It teaches you a whole lot of basic stuff. So it's really, really neat to be able to kind of, lend this as a suggestion to them as well for, when they begin and when they actually go get their bike, because obviously never riding one before and riding just what they were given on the course. It brings a lot of excitement, but it also makes it, kind of an indecisive deal, because if you're like, oh shit, there's 100 kinds of bikes out there, this is the one that I want. I do feel like this is a fantastic choice still for a starter bike, and even people who are a little bit more experienced, which I've watched videos and talked to people like that as well, and they've all said the same thing. They're like, I've been riding for 3 years, I've been riding for 11 years, whatever. They all love this bike. Hands down, this would definitely be my number one suggestion. If anybody out there is kind of teeter-tottering with the idea of what to get, where to get it, how to get it, what their best choice should be. Again, I don't have any other comparisons, but when I sat on this thing the first time, it was between this and the 636. 636 felt great, felt fantastic. However, when I got off and I got on this thing, it fit like a glove. Not like OJ's glove, but, like a glove. It was perfect. Everything about it, the ergonomics, the seating position, the comfortability, my thighs locked around the tank. I mean, everything about it was just a phenomenal fit. I feel like that's kind of a big part of, and I could be wrong, correct me if I am, but I feel like, comfortability is kind of like firearms. You have to have something that's comfortable with you. That way it can be an extension of you for, practicality as well as, safety, everything else that you're going for. Sorry, I heard somebody else vrooming by. But no, I mean, it is amazing. I did see a guy on YouTube who was talking about doing like an ECU flash and a couple other things. If you guys have any ideas of kind of where he's going with that, feel free to let me know, because I would like to explore that road a little bit. just kind of bring out a little bit more horsepower, see the difference, you know, but also give me the ability down the road, say, not to get bored of it. If I kind of hit that point, I figure instead of trading it in and getting a bigger bike, I can kind of maximize the potential this one has, because I love the ergonomics of it. I love the aerodynamics of it. I love everything about it. Maybe I could try to push this a little more. So if you guys are familiar with that, please feel free to let me know. I'd really, really, really like to explore that more in depth and kind of see what he's talking about and, you know, get a feel for it. Just kind of watching him after he did his, he had mentioned, you know, he noticed a very noticeable difference. He said it's not like, you know, it's not like you're jumping on a super sport or nothing, but he did say he had a noticeable difference in it in performance and kind of get up and go and acceleration and all that stuff. So, but yeah, I mean, it's been a hell of a ride. I do feel a lot more comfortable. I feel a lot more confident on it. It's fun as shit. Saves me a ton on gas money. Yeah, I would definitely say this has been a fun deal. We're at 452 miles now. I know for most of you guys that's, you know, drops in the bucket, but it's drops in the bucket nonetheless. It's getting me closer to where I need to be, more experience. Yeah, I mean, if you guys have any tips, tricks, trades, something you want to share, some feedback, maybe some ideas or suggestions, or even experience and other recommendations like he was making with the ECU flash and so on and so forth, please feel free to let me know. I would love to explore more into this. Again, I'm new as well, never been on a bike before until this one. So, I mean, I'm in the same boat as a lot of people who I feel like are teeter-tottering on the idea, except I kind of, you know, pulled the trigger on it and went with it, and I have no regrets about it. It is phenomenal. Yeah, if you guys have any suggestions at all or feedback, please feel free to let me know. Other than that, stay tuned. We'll come back for another one eventually. Give you guys another quick update whenever maybe, say I reach 600 or 700 miles on it, just to kind of see what it's like. If you want to hear the startup, we can do that. It just got warm, so it's not going to have the cold start. But it sounds smooth. Give it a little bit of gas for you guys, just so you can see. Yeah, feel free to let me know anything that you guys might need to tell, or maybe some insight or something to share. Other than that, get your gear, get your keys, get your idea, and hit the road. Suggested to ride with other people. I've rode a lot alone. It's all right. It's fun, but when I ride with my buddies, it's much funner. So, need somebody who's more experienced. I'm sure there's tons of people who are willing to lend a hand. I've seen a lot of great camaraderie around this whole deal. Also, for those who I've noticed on YouTube fighting these battles, I have gotten a shitload of wave backs from cruisers and Harleys and all those guys. 6 in a day has been my record. I've seen a lot of people who get 0, and for the first week or so, I got 0 from any cruisers or Harleys. They just pretend they don't fucking notice you, like you don't matter. But here lately, I've been getting a lot more wave backs from them, if not, you know, them initiating. So it's been really cool. It's been a great feeling, just kind of know that there's like that secret bond between two-wheelers. You know, it's really neat to experience that as well. But yeah, anything you guys might have, feel free to drop a line, suggest any of the above, and we'll touch base later. Thanks.